Hello, Justin Fever here, and I'm just giving my opinions and comments on the discovered emails between a former employee with OceanGate and Stockton Rush, the CEO, that unfortunately lost his life, along with 4 other people on the Titan submersible, which has been recovered and it's tore up to pieces, but they've been finding human remains involved. So supposedly these emails show expresses concerns with this former employee and Rush discussing safety, and more or less Rush is just he's more or less just discounting it. He's taking it in a very personal light against him instead of looking at it in a professional lens. That's your first big red flag there in these emails. He's taking it as like a slight against him and wanting to innovate and create and to push forward and to make underwater exploration more mainstream. I tell you what, you don't cut corners when you already have the proven science and you've had around 50 to 60 years of no incidents with these deep sea exploration submersibles. You just don't go against that grain. It's in the DNA. It's right there. It's all, the physics is there. The physics are already there. It's been proven over time. Robert Ballard was saying it was proven, and he still feels safe in Alvin. Of course, I'm sure it's been updated and I'm sure it's been well maintained, but Alvin, when he went down in the Alvin exploration sub back in the mid-'80s there, I believe it was 86 when he found the Titanic, that sub was approaching its crush depth, and the technology was not nearly as advanced as it is today. And then this guy comes along and decides to be cute, makes a cylinder-shaped sub, which is not an equal distribution, versus a spherical, and makes it out of this carbon fiber, which wasn't properly tested, was not properly licensed, was not properly certified. If I sound angry, I am angry. I'm sorry the guy lost his life, but his arrogance basically cost the lives of 4 other people, including a 19-year-old kid. A 19-year-old kid lost his life because this guy was taking it personally to heart of the criticisms he was getting from a scientific community that had a proven track record of 0 incidences based off of the science, based off of experience of the 50-year-old white men. It's sickening. It's immoral. It's wrong. It's evil. I'm sorry Stockton Rush lost his life, but anyone with this type of power who touts his experimental innovative technology, risk your own life. You take 15, 20 dives just yourself. That at least I can respect. If it came out that it was just him going down on these crazy escapades to see the Titanic, which I deeply respect and love, something I would want to do if I had the money, and yeah, I would. I'm not going to lie. It would be with Robert Ballard or James Cameron, though. Not this guy. But according to this guy, he would have looked me dead in the eye. He would have looked you dead in the eye if you had $250,000 to give him and say, my submersible is safe. Because I've been on it. No, your hubris. Your hubris. Excuse me. Your hubris cost you not only your life, but 4 other people's lives. Because you looked them all dead in the eye. You looked them all dead in the eye with $1 million extra in your pocket. And told them this is safe. By the way, signed this waiver that mentions death, what, 4 or 5 times? Yeah, okay. I understand to explore and to innovate and to push the limits of man, you have to take risks. But when you look your clients in the eye and say, you are safe in my submersible, when you are ignoring what the experts have done, the scientist community has done for the past 50, 60 years, what James Cameron did 30 extra times diving to the Titanic, what Robert Ballard has done diving all over the Atlantic and Pacific. You have to have some ethics, buddy. And now your company is all but dead in the water. No pun intended. Or maybe pun intended. I'm upset. I'm sorry. Might as well sink that company. Pun intended. I'm sorry you lost your life, Stockton. I'm sorry for your family. I'm sorry you looked your wife and your children, your grandchildren, or whoever in their eyes and said, I'm safe, because I know what I'm doing. You know, you didn't. You did not know what you were doing. And you had 4 very wealthy people, a lot more than that, do this. And everything is cool and dandy, right? Until it explodes in your face, or it implodes right in your face. You irresponsible idiot. I don't know these people. I don't know them by heart. And why am I getting so worked up is because of idiots like him bringing a bad name to capitalism. You're the reason why government regulation runs nuts, Stockton. You're the reason why big governments happen, Stockton. You're the reason why holier-than-thou people that are just as bad, if not more wicked than you at heart, come along and then enforce these totalitarian rules and regulations. And it may not happen overnight, but the more Stocktons there are out there, the more it gets closer to that midnight doomsday clock, where we reset the entire time continuum, the type of everything, and we all go back to zero, living in the caveman era. Because of the arrogance and the irresponsibilities of CEOs and rich Magellan, rich Christopher Columbus wannabes. Shameful, absolutely shameful that these families have to suffer, including your Stockton, including your family, the wife you left behind, widowed, the children you left behind, fatherless, the grandchildren you left behind, grandpaless. Here they are. From Rob McCallum. You are wanting to use a prototype unclassed technology in a very hostile place. As much as I appreciate the entrepreneurship, which I can support myself on a personal level, and innovation, you are potentially putting an entire industry at risk. Yes, bingo. What are people talking about right now? Well, the shock factor right now, I don't think anyone's going to be wanting to dive in a submersible anytime soon, especially with a private company, because of this jerk from Stockton Rush. I know that our engineering focused, innovative approach, as opposed to an existing standard. What existing standard are you talking about? A safety measure, Stockton. Safety. As opposed to an existing standards compliance. I'm sorry. I'm all worked up. As opposed to an existing standards compliance focused design process, flies in the face of submersible orthodoxy, but that is the nature of innovation. No, the nature of innovation is building on solid foundations, Stockton. Solid foundations that have been proven over time. Robert Ballard is in his 80s and he's still kicking, and he's dived a lot more than you. He's going to run laps around you by the time he's 90 if he's still around. I've grown tired of industry players who try to use safety arguments to stop innovation and new entrants from entering their small existing market. How retarded of a statement is that? See, he's taking it personally. Like, oh, I'm holier than thou. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, you only know as much as what the Stockton Bible says. I've grown tired of the industry players who try to use a safety argument to stop innovation and new entrants from entering their small existing market. Well, there's not a lot of money there, Stockton. Who wants to dive that deep, and who has the $250,000 or $100,000, $50,000, $3,000, $2,000, $500 to do this crap? Jim Cameron is a billionaire. That's why he's able to do this. That's why he keeps making all these crappy Avatar movies. So he can dive, which is fine. Yes, I'm not a big fan of Avatar. Well, whatever. A lot of people are. Good for him. Good for James. Small existing market. Since Guillermo and I started OceanGate, we have heard the baseless cries of, "You are going to kill someone." You just did, Stockton, including yourself. Let's coin the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme, people. Where's the Larry David memes now? I'm sure we're going to see some now. Maybe in 10, 15, 20 years when things aren't too soon anymore for jokes about it, you'll have Larry David, if he's still around, portraying Stockton in an SNL skit. Just listen to that. Just listen to that. Cries of, "You are going to kill someone." You built your foundation on Stan Stockton. And wholesale, it was bought and sold to multiple people. Playing Russian roulette in the most expensive way possible. See the most famous ship in the world sunk? Most famous shipwreck in the world, or be resting next to it and shredded metal and fiber carbon if it's even still existent after that implosion. Fiber-carbon molecules. I take this as a serious and personal insult. The hubris of this guy. Just listen to this email. I take this as a personal insult. What do we owe you, Stockton? What do any of these people owe you? They don't owe you loyalty. They don't owe you a pat on the back or to ignore what you're doing. If they see something off, as a CEO of a company, you listen. As a good CEO of a company, you listen. You can disagree, yes. But you listen to these people and you don't take it personally like they're attacking you and your livelihood. Or something of that risk. It was your dream to do this? I take this as a serious personal insult. That is the most unprofessional statement I have ever read in an email. The hubris, the irony. Let's keep going here. I think this might be the last one. Okay. From Rob McCallum to Stockton Rush. I think you are potentially placing yourself and your clients in a dangerous dynamic. This is haunting stuff. This is incredibly haunted. How do you think... I wonder how Rob McCallum's feeling. He's the one who typed this and sent it to Stockton. Ironically, in your race to Titanic, you are mirroring the famous catch cry, "She is unsinkable." Having dived the Titanic and having stood in the coroners of court as a technical expert, it would be remiss of you not to bring this to your attention. This guy knew it. McCallum knew. Let me reread that, because I suck at reading, apparently. I think you are potentially placing yourself and your clients in a dangerous dynamic. Ironically, in your race to Titanic, you are mirroring that famous catch cry, "She is unsinkable." Having dived the Titanic and having stood in the coroner's court as a technical expert, it would be remiss of me not to bring this to your attention. Did it turn into a mud-flinging contest from McCallum to Stockton? No, it didn't. Did it? He's basically telling him, look, what you're doing is dangerous. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with you as a person. Heck, Rob could even probably have hinted, or you could even read that as, look, I appreciate what you're trying to do here, but you're doing it wrong. You're putting yourself and innocent people that are going to put faith into your sub in danger. In danger! I'm just some random dude, Titanic enthusiast, that over the years has fallen off that boat or bandwagon. Working whatever, middle class job, doing whatever I can just to survive. And even I have the withal to not be as dumb, idiotic, arrogant as this guy was. Rest in peace, Stockton. And guess what? 4 other innocent people have joined you. because of your hubris, your arrogance, and your faith in your empty platitudes of Stockton mania. I hope when they have classes demonstrated with you in subnautical schools that you will have a title and a chapter that says Stockton's Foley. 4 people are dead because of you. 4! 4!
Okay.
A 19-year-old kid starting his life out is dead because of you. I'm sorry you lost your life. I really am. All you had to do was listen. All you had to do was listen. Listen to the experts that have done it far more than you. And build on that. You had a solid foundation at your feet, Stockton. I love the fact that you wanted to do something magnificent for mankind, commercialism, and for free enterprise. I'm sorry you died. I'm upset that you died because of your own hubris. If only you were taught, or if you were not surrounded by yes men, which sounds like you could have been, because a lot of CEOs don't have anyone that wants to stand up to them and ask and tell them, except for this someone like McCallum. And what do? You take it personally. You take it in the wrong light. And guess what? Now you're gone. You lost your life. You left your wife behind. You left your kids behind. Your grandkids behind. You left them all behind. And these people that put their faith into your design, that didn't read the fine print, or were too excited to even really look at things, that's partially their faults too, because in the end of the day, they got into the sub, and you did warn them. You did warn them. You had them sign that waiver, and they were willing to do it. But you looked them into the eye and said, my sub is safe. And now you're dead, and they're dead. And their families are gone. Their families aren't gone. Their families are missing their loved ones. When this is totally something preventable. It's totally something that could have been avoided. You know the old adage, people. You have to have a disaster happen to improve things. Not in this case, people. You already had the science. You had it all there waiting. You had it all. And believe it or not, I feel as bad for Stockton as I do the people that died with him. If only you would have listened. If only you would have learned. And then if there's anything we can learn from this, is not to do it again. If there's anything we can learn from this, is that not to build subs in a cylinder shape with carbon fiber. It just costs the lives of 5 people. I get tired of it. I get tired of all this innovation. I get tired of the Hindenburg disasters, the Titanic disasters. To get regulation to adhere to safety. Maybe it is just human nature. And I'm sure, in the very, very, very unlikely event that a giant killer whale, the bloop, Cthulhu, swatted this sub and killed Stockton, then I would apologize to Stockton. I will apologize to Stockton. Well, that's not happening, people. Reality is, he put way too much faith into something unproven, and he believed in himself more and thought of himself more smart than all the experts that had laid the foundation for the very basic necessities for a safe submersible, commercial submersible. Alright, that's my rant. R.I.P. to everybody. I'm done. A tragedy. And the most upsetting thing about it, you know, there's tragedies every day that involve far more people every day. Hundreds dying from famine or whatever. But the most upsetting thing about this is that someone put faith in another person. That other person promised them that his submersible was safe, and it was totally preventable. All right, that's my rant. That's my thoughts on the emails between Stockton Rush and this McCallum. There's nothing much I can say other than, you know, be safe and do not read the fine print, people, with your doctors, even with the safe even with everything. Just read into it and then make a calculated guess. Take the calculated risk, you know, but see what the bedrock foundation to this knowledge is in any endeavor in life, in any aspect of life, whether it be vaccinations, technology, vehicles, whatever. Just do your due diligence and don't believe the CEOs of those companies or what. Do your own research and then make your decision. Make your decision. All right. Everyone have a good day. I probably won't be on for a while after this. Have a good 4th of July. Rest in peace to everyone that was on the Titan. My heart goes out to the families, to Stockton's family, to all the other families involved in this. All right. Justin Fever out. See you on the other side of all this news cycle. Bye-bye.